Hello everyone, today I am going to show you my new project. This is called Instant Water Heater or Geyser. This can store up to 3 liters of water when filled completely from up here, down here up to here. So let me give a demo. First we turn off this bypass switch. So let me just explain this construction here. This is the main walls which come from the tank up from our building. This is the main inlet. Here we are connected two unions to separate this machine if any problem occurs or if leakage occurs. So this wall here is the geyser inlet wall. Here you can see I written here. Okay, this is, see, this is inlet. So this pipe connects up to here, this inlet wall which comes directly from the tank up there. This down here wall is the bypass wall which is used when the heater is not we are not using the heater, so there is no risk of pressure on these heaters because of continuous flow. So when we are not using the heater, we just close this or this and this walls and just open this wall. And by the way, this is the outlet wall of the geyser. See, I have written here outlet. See there, this is the main sensor lead. So now I will attach the video of the inside view of the heater. So here is the inside look of this heater. So as you can see, let me just demonstrate with a tweezer. So yes, as you can see there, see there, this is the PTC temperature sensor which senses the temperature of the outgoing water. This is the outlet and that is the inlet. So water comes from down there. Let me show you. I will try to show. See, water comes from here. It fills up to this level. See on that screwdriver, up to this level. So the elements are completely submerged in water. See, these elements are not rusted. There is a special coating paint for not rusting the elements. This is the ground wire which is welded directly onto the elements, so no current can pass through the water. This is the grounding wire, white one, and this is the PTC sensor wire which is glued directly onto the outlet, so the what it can sense the temperature of the outgoing water from here. So now how it works. First the water goes from here, fills up to this level like this, up to this side end of this. When it fills, there is, if the water outlet is closed, it continues to fill up to this level. So I have not put the cap, otherwise it will overflow, but then I will put the cap like this and completely seal it with some PVC glue so the water doesn't overflow. And due to if we don't glue the cap, there are two possibilities. One, the outgoing pressure it will be too low and water could flow from here, from the cap, and leak, and there is a possibility of shock hazard. So I will glue it tight so no water can leak from here. So this is the sensor. Water fills up to here, elements turn on, heat the water, the temperature provide feedback. When the water reaches the set temperature, the heater will turn off. The water will start to cool. Temperature senses that water will turn, heater will turn on again. Sorry. And this is the earthing to provide an escape route for the current if something happens. So this is the sensor lead and this is the earth input. These are the two heaters, heater 1 and heater 2, or vice versa. I insulated all the wires with a waterproof coating. This is just some electrical tape to prevent the waterproof coating from removing due to water. So at the currently there's both walls are closed. So bypass valve is on. Let me focus the mobile. See, those two walls are closed. This is open. On this state it is open, so that the water from the tank come here and go from there up to here. This is the wall related to this. If we turn off the wall, this wall, water doesn't flow. But if we turn on this wall, because this is the main wall of this, water should flow. See that this valve is turned on and this water is coming. This wall directly came from the tank up on the building. So let me turn off. Okay, so when we need to use geyser, we firstly fully turn on this wall. Firstly we make sure that this wall is completely closed, so that no water can go reverse from here up to here. Okay, so we have to first open this wall fully, then remove all the air pressure from this tank or the pipeline. So let the water stop completely. So it is okay now, and we slowly open this wall. Let me show you. We slowly open this wall, so we get a water flow. We have to keep it as low as possible, so more heated water can come out. So now it is okay. Wait a minute. So yeah, let me just show you with the tester that no current is flowing. Let me show you that the tester is working. See, by the way, the heater is off, as you can see there. See the switch. Let the camera focus. Switch is off. On the tester you can see no current. See, it is completely touching the water, but no current is flowing. So now I turn on the heater. When the cycle of water completely comes from up here, let me show you. Here it goes from here, it fills up to there, and when it fills up to there, it creates a pressure so that the water outlet flows from here and go down to from this tap. So let me turn on the switch. So as you can see, we have turned on the switch. This is the main temperature meter. Let me show you. Yes, this shows temperature. By the way, this is not tester current, it is the reflection of the light, as you can see. So let me show you. There is no current in water. See. So let me put my hand. There is no current in water. Currently I am wearing slippers, so let me see. Now my foot is on the ground and there is no current in water. Now the water is slightly getting warm, as it is showing in this display. See, it's showing 34 degrees. Let me focus the camera. So this unit here, this is. So the electricity is back. As you can see, water is flowing. If water comes only, then we have to turn on this. Otherwise the heaters would heat immediately and will burn or explode anything. So we turn on the switch. So let me explain the control panel. Here is the main heater LED, which indicates the heater is on or off. These are the 3 push buttons. When we first press it, it shows the desired set temperature. We can set it max 60 or 50 degrees, 55 degrees too, and low at 30 degrees. So currently, as you can see, I can touch the water, no current is flowing. I am not wearing slippers, so no current is flowing because I have grounded the main heater element and also the water. So here I will not touch it because my hands are wet. This is the main fuse. If anything happens inside the heater, this fuse will blow. This is a fast acting fuse. Before the heater dies, the fuse will die. So if any mishap happens, I don't have to open this heater and replace the heater element. Just I have to replace this fuse. And yes, this is the main lead, this black one. This is the negative and neutral, and this blue wire, hope you can see it. This let me turn off. This blue wire is the series connection. There are 2 heating elements, both of 375 watts each, so 750 watts in total. This is the black one is the main lead, this white one is the earthing, and this small black one is the sensor output, which together get in this control box. So this is the main water temperature, which is sensed by the NTC or PTC thermistor. So if want to set the temperature, click here. This is plus, this is minus. If we click the plus, the set temperature will rise. So by default I have set it to 45 degrees. So we click the set button again, so it is set. So let me show you. Water is pretty hot. Wait a minute, I will show you with my meter. So this is the NCV sensor, which senses current in a flowing wire. So as you can see, this black lead is live, so it's sensing that it is live. If we get too close, it says high because it is means 230 volt. But if we get to the water, it doesn't trigger. Even if I touch it, it doesn't trigger because there is no current flowing into the water. See, in that box it is showing low because there is some voltage. So now it is high because there is main lead. So let me show you the actual temperature. So here I have the multimeter. This is the thermometer probe. Let me focus. So let me put the probe in the water. As you can see, I have placed it in the water. It is showing temperature 42 degrees. See, it is 42, and there it is showing 43. So there is a small bit of difference. See, it is 42 and that is 43. See there. Let me show you side by side. So as you can see here, I have put the thermocouple inside the outer. So this meter is showing 42 degrees and this is 43. This is the right value because it is a professional calibrated meter. This I have to calibrate it, so it is roughly around the same 43 or 1 degree difference. So this is the 42 degree. See, 108 degree Fahrenheit and 42 degrees Celsius. See, this is the thermocouple. Let me try to show it. See, it is inside. See there. So it's heating. Let me turn off the multimeter. So this is how it works. And even if we turn off the switch, water still continues to come a bit hot because it is stored in up here. So when we want to stop the water, we just close this valve, let the water stop completely so that there is no air pressure inside it. So let the water stop. Let me attach the filter. So as you can see, the water is completely stopped now. So yeah, this is stopped now. So now we can do this one. Just close this wall. This is the outlet and this is the inlet. Make sure both are tightly closed. Don't over tight them or they will break. So first we turn off the switch so no water can accidentally flow. Open this bypass valve. Make sure these are closed so no water can come back here up to from here. For better, so as you can see under there is no leakage. I have fitted that by using two L clamps and two PVC clips, pipe clips, and two caps, one pipe, the main body of it, and inside of that there is a electronic thermostat. Most thermostats are mechanical, which have a main lead going inside the water, but I didn't wanted to use that because that is dangerous. If the thermostat breaks, the water could go live and shock anyone. So I used W1209 electronic thermostat. That is the model name. If you want, you can search for it. This is the LED. Inside that this is the display and this is the controller, and there is a relay and a low temperature controller which is inside this sensor, which is controlled by this. As compared to other heaters, this water heater is very low energy. This takes very low energy because it's only 750 watts, but it is 3 liters. Other water heaters are 2000 watts or 3000 watts or 1000, but they are the same capacity, 3 liters. They do this and that, but so this water heater and other water heaters have the same capacity and the same characteristics. They need to be at the lowest flow to get the maximum heated water, but those water heaters are at those elements are at 2000 and 3000 watts. They consume more electricity, which need not to be here because it is 750 watts only, and it heats water up to limit 45 degrees or 60 degrees max. If the inlet is closed and the tank is filled up, it can store the 3 liter water up to 60 degrees. So thank you.